Hi, Art Kurtz here for Easy Access Math, and today's lesson is reading a graph, specifically first solving an equation to get it into the equation of a line, the y equals mx plus b format, and then choosing which graph corresponds to that line, that equation, which line on which graph corresponds to that equation. So first, we have 3y minus 2x equals 6. And I want to solve that to get it into the y equals mx plus b format. And I do it like this. I first will add 2x to both sides of the equal sign. I want to get y by itself. It's just like doing a literal equation, getting y by itself. And that gives me 3y equals plus 2x, I'm going to put the x first, plus 6. I keep them separate. I'm putting the 6 last to keep it in the y equals mx plus b format. Now I don't want 3y, I want y, so I divide everything on this side by 3. That gets the y by itself, so I have y equals 2 over 3x. That's going to be my slope, plus 6 divided by 3. Both signs are positive. That will give me a plus 2. And that's my y-intercept. Now, here's what I have to look for on my graphs. My first graph, well, it does intercept the y-axis at plus 2. This would be 0, 2, and that would be the proper y-intercept. And it's a positive slope. And I do have a positive 2/3 slope. So this one would be my correct answer. This one is the line on the graph for that equation. The slope is positive, my slope is positive, that's what you need to look for. And the intercept is plus 2, positive 2, and that's where it's intercepting. Positive 2, 2 above the x-axis is positive 2. So that is my slope. This one has a positive slope. And you read that as positive, it's going up from left to right, kind of like a business that's doing really well. Sales are going up. We read it from left to right, going up, positive slope. And it's also a positive y-intercept. At the proper intercept of 2. It's crossing at 2 up. You want to check that to make sure it's at the exact point. This one also has a positive slope, this red line. It's going up. But its y-intercept is negative. It's negative 2. It has a negative y-intercept. Now this blue line over here, it has a positive y-intercept. But it's a negative slope. It's going downward from left to right. Negative slope. And this line here, this black line on graph number 4, is a negative slope going downward from left to right, like sales going down, business doing badly. It's also a negative y-intercept. It's below the x-axis. It's a negative. y-intercept is negative on that last one. So remember, once you get it into the y equals mx plus b format, you solve for y as you would to get the equation of a line. You look to see the positive or negative of the number next to the x. If it's positive, as this is, because I added 2 to both sides, and I have a positive 2x, when I get y by itself, it's a positive slope, meaning the slope is going up. If you have a negative slope, it's going down from left to right. And my y-intercept is at positive 2. So it's also positive, and it crosses the y-axis at 2. Those are the things you need to check for in determining the proper graph for a line's equation. So just to review, solve for y, get y equals mx plus b. If the number next to the x is positive, your slope is positive. It's going to go up from left to right. That's how we read it, from left to right. If the slope is negative, it's going down from left to right, like the bottom two, 3 and 4. Those slopes are going down. Then check the y-intercept. If it's positive, it crosses the y-axis above the x-axis, as the first slope does and the third slope. Both cross the y-axis at positive points. If it's negative, it's below the x-axis, as slope 2 and 4 are crossing below the x-axis. Those are the things you need to check for when looking at a graph and picking the proper graph for the equation of a line. But first, you must solve for y and get y by itself, so you have y equals mx plus b.